Hi, I want to talk about the pomegranate. This is a pomegranate. It's a fruit that comes from a pomegranate shrub or tree. It was thought to originate out of Iran, and it's very popular in the Mediterranean. When you open up this fruit, it'll have a lot of red seed and a white membrane. And the seed is what is eaten and used for cooking and drinks. And basically, you have to be careful because the juice will stain. So you want to open it in a sink filled with some water, and they generally say to use a bowl of water to separate the seed from the white membrane. Now, what's interesting to me about the pomegranate is it's a popular item in mythology. And you can't, let me see if I can get this a little closer. In this tarot card, this Emperor card, which represents Zeus, he's holding a pomegranate in his hand. And the story of Hades and Persephone has Hades taking Persephone as his prisoner, and she's tricked into eating 6 seeds from the pomegranate. And that's what keeps her in the underworld. But Zeus made Hades allegedly give her up so that for 6 months of the year, so that spring and summer could come. And if you're familiar with my work, you'll know that I've mentioned that there are scholars that Greek scholars that believe that Hades was just another name for Zeus. And I agree with that. So I'm going to open this fruit up, and I'll be back in a minute to show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm back. Let's take a good look at what this looks like now that I have it opened up. And I'll work on getting the seed out. I did try some of it. It's a little bit crunchy, and it's very sweet. See if I can get a little better view for you. There you go. There you go. So you can take a look at that. It's like almost like a corn kernel, but it's red and it's sweet. Okay, so, and again, you know, if you look at this tarot card, there he is holding the pomegranate. It's almost, to me, you'll also find this in the High Priestess card. Behind her is a Kabbalah tree or tree of life, and there are pomegranates on that. I'm going to put a picture of the High Priestess at the end of this video, but I'm tending to think this is it's symbolic of a genetic bloodline. And there you see the Emperor. He's got the Ankh in one hand and the pomegranate, and then he's got the bulls and the ram or goat on his throne. And just want to show you right here, this is a map, and if you compare what is on this, that's Turkey, and then in some cards there'll be a little island, which is Crete. But that's a map on his left shoulder. Okay. And behind him are mountains like Mount Ida. So that's Zeus. Okay. I thought you'd like this little story about the pomegranate. Thank you. Hey, I'm back. One more thing I want to show you guys. As I was scooping out the seed, I noticed that this membrane is almost like a beehive. It's got a pentagram in there, a lot of pentagrams connected. It's not perfect, but it's very similar to that beehive structure. Here's the High Priestess card, by the way. And you can see the pomegranates behind her on a Kabbalah tree. Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism, but it's symbolic of the temple of man. the body, the genetics, and every one of those spheres and paths has a meaning and a relationship to a god or goddess. They call them Sephira and paths. But the most interesting thing is the fact that those Sephiras are pomegranates. So again, there he is, whoops, Mr. Zeus with his pomegranate, and there is the high priestess. And she holds the book or the law or the history in her hands with the cross and a, I guess that would be horns with the sun in it, just like Isis, and the moon at her feet. She's in blue and white. The two pillars of Boaz and Jacob, and behind her is the Kabbalah tree with pomegranates, which is the genetic bloodline. And the high priest is also an interesting card as well. He holds the keys. I'll get into tarot and a little bit more of that in a later video, but I just thought that it was very interesting to see the symbolism of the pomegranate and how inside it almost looks like a beehive, and how the pomegranate is also prominent in mythology. So it represents a genetic line, and it's the bloodline of Zeus. Okay, thanks. Bye. Hey, I just wanted to show you all the seed that I got out of that one pomegranate. And there was probably a little bit more I could have got out. You just end up, you peel it almost like an orange, and you pull out the seed. So it's actually not too hard once you get the hang of it. And like I said, it is a little crunchy and very sweet. That's it.